here. Today I want to talk about breath. Breath work specifically, and why breath work is so powerful for the body. For us to get deep levels of oxygen, what it does for the body, at least my experience of what it does for the body. I'm sure there are a million, and I'm not exaggerating, I think, all that much. There are a lot of ways that oxygen really blesses the body. Today I'm going to share with you my experiences and a list of what I have noticed how oxygen has blessed my body. Now, I'm not talking about just your average everyday breathing blessing your body. I'm talking about deep conscious breathing. Okay, so for starters, have you ever noticed a brand new little baby and how they breathe? If you've had this opportunity, you'll notice that a brand new baby breathes into their belly first, their lungs second. This is the natural way we as humans were designed to breathe. So their belly expands with the in-breath and relaxes with the out-breath. Expands with the in-breath, relaxes with the out-breath. Now, most humans, or many humans that I've been aware of, don't breathe this way. And you can check your own body and see if you're breathing this way. Most humans tend to breathe where they're up breathing in their chest. It's called a chest breathing, or it could be a fight or flight breath as well, okay? So they're breathing in their chest, and you'll notice the shoulders rising with the in-breath. Okay, that's how you'll notice if you're breathing in your chest. If you're breathing in your belly and your belly breathing, then your belly expands with the in-breath. The healthy way is the in-breath. The unhealthy way is just in the chest and upping your shoulders, okay? The reason why is that this is your fight or flight breath. This kind of breathing triggers the fight or flight, the natural animalistic tendencies that we have to react quickly. This is a gift. This is not a curse, it's a gift. It's just we were not meant to use it as much as we do. And because we tend to breathe this way, then we are in fight or flight more often, and we actually stress our brains and our bodies out more than what we need to be doing. So first, the very first thing I would say is start practicing breathing in your belly. Filling that belly up with breath first, chest second. And allowing the natural relaxation that occurs when you breathe this way. Now I want to go through a list of all of the ways that I've discovered for myself that breath has made a huge impact. And I'm really actually was surprised this morning when I made up this list that it was as long as it is. So I'm going to do this rather quickly so this video isn't really long, but I don't know, maybe down the road I'll do some more videos more in depth on some of these. So first one on my list is breath, deep breathing, oxygen, giving the body lots of oxygen through deep breathing, alkalines the body. Now, if you've done very much research with the alkaline and the acidity in a person's body, the more you are acidic is more where you're more likely to have diseases and sicknesses. Diseases and sicknesses live in an acidic body. Now, if you're in balance with your acidity and alkalinity, then you are going to be healthy and you're going to be more able to fight off sicknesses and diseases. So having a daily practice of deep breathing helps to alkaline your body and give your body the environment that it needs to fight off diseases. Okay, the second thing that is really amazing about breath is that it gets you get your blood circulating, right? Now, because that blood is now in the perfect balance of alkalinity to acidity, now you're pumping all of that healthier blood, right, throughout the entire body. And this really provides a very nurturing environment for your body to naturally, easily fight off sicknesses. There's been a few times in my life where I can start to feel a little bit of a cold coming on. like maybe I'll have like the twitchies up in my nose or a little bit of itchies in my throat. And I sit down and I do maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes of deep, deep breathing, 15 to 20 minutes. And all those symptoms vanish. So I've had a few times of that, and I've had a few times where it didn't vanish, right? So practice with it. That's all I'm inviting you to do. The next thing on my list is that oxygen gives the muscles what the ability to work out, get stronger. If you notice, when you're working out, any kind of working out process that you do, they talk about deep breathing, deep breathing, deep breathing. This gives the muscles the oxygen they need to actually build in the way that's best for them. Deep breathing also activates the brain, probably because of the circulation, I'm guessing, but I've noticed one of the things I like to do in the morning is to wake up and I'm all groggy and I do some deep breathing, maybe 5 minutes of deep breathing. And I breathe deep and it enlivens and awakens my brain. It awakens my body and I start to feel really good. Now, because I've had some health issues, my body doesn't like coffee very much, right? So I can't rely on that to wake me up. So instead, I have relied on breath. And breath does a fabulous job to wake me up and get me going for my day. Okay, the next thing that I would say is that this deep breathing activates the intestinal tract, getting everything moving there, as well as the lymph system. It's fabulous for the lymph system. I can't even begin to tell you how amazing it is for the lymph system and getting everything moving and working and flowing and all of that. Now, those are two really big ways your body releases toxins. So it's really important to have both of those activated, and just breath alone. Now, there's all kinds of things you can do for these parts of your body, but breath alone will create a massive difference in both of these areas. Now, we talked a little bit already about how breath can either help you move out of fight or flight, or if you're in shallow breathing, it takes you into fight or flight, right? I want to talk a little bit more in depth about this piece specifically because I ran across something recently and it fascinated me so much that I also added it to my list here because I think it's an area that I'm already doing and have been doing for years. Now, I recently watched a Dr. Jeffrey Thompson, I believe, and he was mentioning how he's had a handful of clients, well, probably more than a handful of clients. He's had clients throughout his career come to him with chronic illness that they just haven't been able to heal. And he was saying how one thing was across the board unanimous with everybody, and that was that the parasympathetic nervous system wasn't relaxing the way it was supposed to. So according to him, he says that once you lay down to rest, you're done with your activity, you lay down to rest, you sit down to rest, within about 3 minutes, the parasympathetic nervous system should start to come back into a homeostasis. And when you go into homeostasis is when the body begins to heal itself. Now, these people with chronic illness, their bodies weren't going into homeostasis. And he does his whole program, which is quite amazing, and I'll put his information in the links below. But this piece specifically got me really curious about the parasympathetic nervous system and breath. Now, breath, from my experience, this is solely based on my experience, I don't have any scientific proof to back it up, but I will tell you what I experience with breath. And that is when I do some deep breathing, everything in my body, in my brain, in my whole psyche begins to relax and it allows me to go into a deeper state of relaxation than if I lay there and just kind of try to relax. Okay, the breath will relax me in a way that I've never found anything else to relax me. So this really helps me when I'm meditating, when I'm wanting to go to sleep, or when I'm wanting to go into a deeper state of meditation. I also use breath work. So I will breathe sometimes 10-15 minutes before I go into a meditation. Even 5 minutes makes a difference with my meditation. And if I will do this before meditation, my meditations are always so much better as far as being able to just be in a place of peace and stillness and quiet within. So breath is really good for meditation. It's really good to help you go to sleep, so long as you're breathing in the best way for sleep. You don't want to enliven yourself, you want to relax yourself. Okay, one of the really big, amazing things, probably I would say one of the biggest, maybe, is the effect that breathing deeply, doing breath work with your emotions, creates massive change in your life. Most of the time, when we go into emotion, when we have emotion arise, if we are not comfortable with emotion, we are going to go into fight or flight. And where do you go in your brain with fight or flight? You go to reaction, not response. So when you can breathe deeply into your belly when emotion arises. So let's say you got triggered and you're feeling some anger, or you're feeling some fear, or you're feeling something, right? And it's like, here it is, it's getting big. A lot of people will hold their breath. Believe it or not, a lot of people hold their breath. And this automatically brings them up into fight or flight. And then from there, they do this shallow breathing. Okay, and that ignites more fight or flight. It gives them less access to their brain and makes it so they're unable to respond but react instead, which this serves you if you are running from a danger. If you're moving out of danger, this is fabulous, and I think this is a great mechanism that we were built with. It's just we weren't meant to live there. So when emotion arises, if you'll pause for a second before you react and go into a deep breath, deep meaning in your belly, right? Deep, deep, deep breaths into your belly, chest second, belly first, chest second, belly first, chest second. And just slow your breathing down and breathe deeply, deeply. Then you're gonna move out of your fight or flight brain, and you're gonna go into a place where you can actually go, what do I wanna do with this? And you can make conscious choices for your life. Today I just wanna say, please, if you want to have a healthier relationship with your emotions and be able to respond, which makes it so you have healthier relationships with your loved ones, start practicing deep breathing. I suggest practice deep breathing when you're not upset first. Get in the habit of breathing into your belly, lots and lots of deep breathing when you're not upset, so that it can become second nature, that when you are, you naturally turn to that deeper belly breath versus the fight or flight breath. Breathing has the ability to bring you present to this moment. If you'll notice, when you go into a deep, deep, deep breathing, it brings you to right here, right now. And this is a powerful place to be. It takes you out of wondering what the future is going to bring and out of dwelling on the past, because this present moment is really the only moment we can make a choice. We can't make a choice for the past or the future. We can try, but we're not living in the past, and the future's not here yet. All we have is right now. So breathing deeply. This is one of the reasons why it helps so much with meditation, is because breathing deeply brings you to the present moment. Okay. Depression and anxiety. We get to talk about this for a minute. I've dealt with both quite a bit throughout my life. And what I can say is that when I use deep, deep breaths, that can pull me out of depression very quickly. Why? I'm not 100% sure all the reasons why. My experience with just myself is that when I take deep breaths, first off, when you're depressed, oftentimes you want to be depressed. I know it sounds counterintuitive because none of us really think that we want to be miserable. But whenever I've been depressed, I notice this flavor of, I kind of want to just revel in my depression. I don't want to do anything to get myself out of it. And that's part of the depression, I think. And so if I can just get myself to start breathing, that's the first step for me. So lots and lots of deep breathing. Do like 10, 15, maybe even 30 minutes of a deep, deep breathing, and you'll notice that you start to feel better. It gets the circulation going, it awakens your brain, it starts balancing things, it starts opening everything, right? And it starts bringing homeostasis to your body. This is where you can begin to heal whatever it is that's causing the depression, whether it be emotional, whether it be physical, whether it be spiritual, right? Then you can start addressing those issues more fully. Kind of gets me out of that place where I want to be depressed, and maybe now I actually want to do something about it. Okay, anxiety. Breathing with anxiety is so big. I don't even know how anybody could ever get through anxiety without a lot of deep, deep breathing. Deep breathing during an anxiety attack. Okay, let me backtrack. One of the things that I've noticed with myself and many clients that deal with anxiety is that when you're dealing with anxiety, for whatever reason, you tend to pull your energy body really close to you. And I've noticed mostly, probably not always, but mostly, people are trying to control something when they're in anxiety. They're trying to control something. And when you're trying to control, you get constricted in your energy body. Okay? So I notice this a lot. So if you can expand that energy body, the energy has more places to go. It's not just all caught in this little body, right? It's now in your aura as well, your energy body, and gives you more access to your brain. You're not so much in fight or flight. Like, there's a lot of reasons, but if you can get your energy body out big, that will assist with anxiety. Now from there, I would say do lots and lots of deep breathing. Intend your energy body go out here. I oftentimes will have people scream. Screaming helps anxiety. Really releasing the energy out that way can really relieve a lot of anxiety. And then of course, a lot of deep, full, big breaths in between the screaming. Okay, that can pull you out of an anxiety attack. If it's less than like an anxiety attack, it's just general anxiety, I would say the same principles work for that as well. Get your energy body out big, move your body, dance, breathe, get that circulation happening. Okay, I didn't mean to go into anxiety quite as much as I did, but there you have it. Okay, here's another one that I really, really love. Deep breath work activates the pleasure centers of your body. It enhances your ability to receive all the goodies life is giving you. So I've had times where I've been kind of seeing life as like kind of mundane, blah, blah, blah. And I decide to do some deep breathing, and all of a sudden the trees look greener and the wind feels better in my face and I feel happier inside. This activates your pleasure centers besides doing all the other things that it does, right? Like, yeah, brings everything into homeostasis. It also activates the pleasure centers. So not only that, but it activates the sexual pleasure centers as well. So if you do a lot of deep breathing around your sexual activities, you're going to notice a lot more pleasure occurs, is brought to you. Lots and lots of breathing. Okay, the next one I have on my list is deep breathing balances your chakras or your energy centers of your body. So when you begin to do deep breathing into your belly and all throughout your entire body, it starts to balance and clear and clean all of the energy centers of your body. And those energy centers control everything. They're energetic, but they control how the physical body feels. Everything is created in energy before it is created physically. So if you take care of the energy part, physically, you're going to be doing a whole heck of a lot better. So adding breath to whatever chakra practice you may have going on, or adding it if you don't have a chakra practice, fabulous. Now with that said, one of our chakra energy centers is the third eye, the pineal gland. The pineal gland is in charge of your connection with spirit, your connection with intuition, and being able to receive the guidance that you need. very important one, if you're, especially if you're in the line of work that I have been, which is intuitive sessions with people. I've also just been blessed so much with being able to have that daily guidance for myself. Breathing deeply, especially the way I'm going to show you following this list. Once we get through this list, I'm going to share with you how to breathe this way. Once you can get this way, it really begins to activate the third eye, your intuitive abilities, your knowingness, okay? And we'll go into that in a little bit. Okay, the last and final one that I have on my list is breath can ignite, awaken the Kundalini energy. Now, for those of you who don't know, the basics of Kundalini energy are that there's this energy that's dormant at the base of your spine. And when that energy is awakened, that energy, as well as I've heard the spinal fluid also moves up, and the energy dumps into your third eye. Now, my experience of this for myself is that not only does it dump into your third eye, but it also comes up and connects with spirit. And you can have all kinds of experiences, and I'll do a video on that. I plan a whole series on that, actually, just because I think it's really important. Anyway, breathing deeply can activate this to come up. Why this is a good thing, why people want this to come up, is because it really is a powerful, powerful, powerful way to start unwinding unwanted patterns with very little, if any, effort on your part, unwanted mindsets, belief systems, and it just starts to clean house and align you with your soul. It's pretty powerful in that way. This is not energy that you play around with, however, and we'll go into that on my other video. For now, just know that deep, deep breathing can ignite and awaken the Kundalini energy. Okay, now I want to go into a basic breathing pattern that I like to do for myself, and then we will wrap it up. Okay, so for this, I would like to invite you to actually do this breath so you can have a body experience of the breath and not just a mind understanding of the breath. So get somewhere comfortable, open up, lay back so that you can have access to your full belly breath. Great. So now I'm going to invite you to put your hands on your belly and take a breath in, and as you take a breath in, notice, do your hands move? Do your hands move when you take a breath in? If not, you've probably been a chest breather for many years, and that's okay. No need to be hard on yourself. Just move your attention to your belly, and when you take a breath in, expand your belly. And notice how different that feels. If you're already a belly breather, go ahead and just breathe into your belly. Belly first, chest second. Okay, and try that a couple of times. Belly first, chest second. Okay, now if this is challenging for you, I suggest staying here, doing your deep breathing practice from this place. And I also am going to insert here practicing this for me personally, I will do 15 minutes a day if I don't have a lot of time. If I have plenty of time that day, I will do 30 minutes because it's a big difference, and it's not always easy to get to 30 minutes, but it's super beneficial. So I would suggest 15 minutes a day. If all you can get in is 5 minutes a day, you'll be blessing yourself, I promise. If you can get in 15, that's where I've noticed a big difference, and then an even bigger difference at 30 minutes a day. Okay, so if that's challenging for you, stay there. If that's easy for you and you've been belly breathing for many years, awesome, congratulations, you're doing amazing. And then I want to bring you to the next step. The next step is getting the breath through the neck gate. Now, this neck gate isn't always easy to get your breath, your energy through. Many people have struggles with this energy center, with this part of the body. And if you can get the breath through there, it can do tons and tons of healing with this part of the body, as well as get up into your third eye, your pineal gland. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how to do that, or at least how I've done it. I'm sure there's probably other ways. A couple of ways that I have practiced this is when I'm taking that belly breath, the chest breath. So I go, and then I'm at the top of my breath, and I'll just close my eyes, and it's sort of like a, and it's not necessarily breath, but it's more like you're taking the energy. Once the energy you've got up here, you go vroom, and you drop that into your third eye. Now, don't be hard on yourself if you can't get this the first little while. It took me a while to get this as well. So no problems there. This breath will activate your third eye chakra, your pineal gland, your intuitive spiritual connection very rapidly, actually. It will really make a big difference. You might notice pressure, different things like that. It's okay. That's part of it. It's cleaning house. It's not always going to be comfortable. But if you can get the breath up there, fabulous. Okay, another way. Now this way has been super beneficial, and I think it might be easier. So I'm going to give you the easy one now. Okay, so when you take a breath in and you're up into your chest part, right? Belly, and then you're up into your chest. Open your throat, almost like if you're going to be swallowing a bunch of pills. You open your throat. Okay, and that helps bring the breath up into your head. Now you can't necessarily, or you're not going to necessarily feel it dumping into your third eye. That's what the other breath is for. So I practice both. I do both of them. This one gets a lot of oxygen through, and it seems to open up that neck gate. And then I can do the other one a lot easier. So I highly suggest practicing all of that. You will see drastic differences in your life, in your relationships, in your world. The way you see the world will begin to change. The way you feel in your body begins to change. You start gaining tons and tons of health. So there you go. That's my list of amazing reasons to breathe and breathe deeply, especially I would say right now during these times on earth when there's so much fear and all this stuff going on planet Earth. I would suggest doing breath as much as you possibly can, because it will assist you in moving from fight or flight, which is where we go when we get scared, moving from that fight or flight and into more homeostasis in our body, in a relaxed place where we can respond to life instead of react. So I want to thank you again for joining me, and hope you're able to gain some value from this information and add breathing to your life if you're not already breathing deeply. It will bless you so much.